Kmet in motion. Williams drifting, sprinting for space, in all kinds of trouble, putting it up for grabs in the end zone. Kmet! He got it! For the touchdown! They've done it again! Unbelievable! Play 81 of the night for Chicago. From the 48, deep drop, Williams. He's got time. Shot downfield in trouble. Is intercepted by Cam Curl. Curl goes over, makes the play. And the Rams have it back to send the Rams to the championship game. Mavis from 42 online. And it's good. And the Los Angeles Rams go to the championship game with an overtime win in Chicago.
What a game. What another chapter in a great 2025 regular season. We're still here in Chicago. Chris Simms, Mike Florio, PFT Live on NBCSN, Peacock, Sky Sports, NFL. They'll see it later in the day. Podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Sirius XM 85. And it really was. And I didn't know what to expect because we had the great game to start the weekend. And then Saturday night, we'll get to that eventually. The early game Sunday, sluggish. We'll get about that one too. But, man, last night's game. And it was low scoring. It was most of the second half. Like, okay, like what's ever going to happen here? Yeah. And then it took off. And I think of that play that we started with, the 4th and 4. And Tirico made the point, it'll go into the stat sheet as a 4th and 4 play. It was anything but. And as Caleb Williams keeps giving ground, like how many times have we seen that where when he finally throws it, it's getting picked off, it's going out of bounds.
Right.
And as he and I just remember thinking, like, right as he gets ready to crank it, like, oh, this is going to be a shame. Like, I can't believe he got it off. This is going to be a shame. Holy cow, there it is.
It's incredible. It's first off, he's incredible. I think you got to talk about that. I think there's a few things that jump out. One, when you see it, you went, oh my gosh, are they just unbelievable? Is this just the way it's going to be? Are they just going to make a play when they got to at the end of every football game the whole year? But, guys, if you don't mind, play that play one more time, too. This is a move he does a lot, right? I was really impressed with the Rams and how they kind of didn't bite on the fake. He was trying to kind of get them to, hey, I'm going to run to the left here, right? And then he wanted, I think, spin back out. But they were like, no, we're not going to collapse on you and let you get around the edge, right? So then he was like, uh-oh, I can't get around the edge. I have to keep going backwards. And so now he's stuck and goes, uh-oh, I'm in no man's land. I can't turn the corner. I'm not going to be able to attack the line of scrimmage. And he finally just puts his foot in the ground and goes, I got to make a throw because I'm not going to be able to make a play here. I'm not going to be able to buy any more time. And he makes a throw, and Cole Kmet does a great job, really. I know people are going to want pass interference. I did not think that was pass interference. No. He was being held as the ball was in the air anyway, so contact was already made. But regardless, at that point, you just went, oh, my gosh, the Bears. Right? You didn't feel like they were going to win the football game, and then in that moment they make that play, and you just go, are we going to see another story here where we're going to go into overtime, and he's going to make another magical play in overtime and pull this off? That's kind of where you were thinking after they made that play.
You started to say Colston Loveland. He had hobbled off after a play, and then Cole Kmet came in, and Kmet was the second-round pick who was viewed as the future at the position,
He's
but
good.
Loveland has clearly become the guy.
Right.
But Cole Kmet makes that play. And I've already seen people say it was pass interference. That was not the kind of push to create separation. He was just breaking from the guy who was hemming him up.
Right.
And it wasn't the shove, get away from me, and now I'm open. He just broke out.
Disengaging. That's all he was.
The defender didn't expect him to go out.
He had his back turned, and then he went out. Right, exactly right. He gets thrown off a little bit. And, yeah, of course there's contact. But, again, the contact was already initiated by the defender. That's what everybody's got to stop with this, like, oh, he pushed off. Well, then we call holding before that. Then there was holding before that. But either way, like you kind of said, I think that was one of the things that jumped out to me about the game. 17-10 playoff game. Usually when you say that right late in the fourth quarter, you go, oh, not that exciting of a football game. This was extremely exciting. There was a lot of plays in between the 30s, right? We saw a lot of that. We saw turnovers in some big moments. We saw some good runs, but, yeah, sustaining drives and then – maybe getting inside the 40 and going from there. That became tough sledding as the night went on. And I think that's the way the Rams were comfortable in that football game too. I do think. I think they just thought, hey, if we stay close, we've been in these games, we're every bit as good as they are late in a football game, and they like their chances there, and they pulled it off.
And the whole run-up to the game reminded me so much of our current experience for whatever reason when it comes to weather forecasts. Like, I can't find a reliable forecast anywhere. And we were led to believe all week that we were going to be in this horrible deep freeze, sub-zero wind chills. It was not bad, and that favored the Rams. Before the game, it was snowing. First half, it was snowing. By the second half, there was the accumulation, but it wasn't as bitterly cold as everyone thought. And I think the Rams got themselves into the right spot where they weren't affected by it. Nobody seemed to be affected by it. I mean, early on, it looked like there was a ball that, and I think it was a Bears player that the ball came off of. Like, hey, man, it's a little, it's going to be a little cold today. You got to be careful with that.
Yeah, they tried to catch a few balls with their body and whatever else, and it bounced up.
But I don't
air.
think the weather was a factor other than it made it look great. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.